Good evening, students. I hope I'm audible to all. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Vaishnavi, for confirming. What about other students? Can you all hear me? Good evening, Rakshita. Good evening, Himanshi, Vaibhavi, Aniket. Good evening, all. Students, quickly confirm if you all can hear me. Good evening, Athar, Himanshi. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sridhar. All right. So, thank you so much, Zuberia. Good evening. Right. So I hope that all of us are ready to have another very interesting and very important session in terms of personal development. Right. Now, today's session is of utmost importance for everyone, not only for students, but for all of us, whether you are a professional, whether you are a homemaker, you are a student, you are a teacher, everybody, right? So this session is going to be a very important session, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy it a lot. So it is more like a storytelling kind of a session where I'll be discussing few aspects with you. And I'm sure when I'll be talking about these aspects, you'll be wondering, Nam, I know this, I am aware about this, right? But when it comes to real life situations, when we are exposed to when we are challenged with such kind of real life problems, we all get caught. Then we forget all these things which we have read sometimes or we have practiced sometimes. But right, as soon as the first hardship or the first difficulty comes, we just get bold on a no ball, right? So after today's class, I'm sure that all my students are not going to get out, right? So get out means in terms of cricket, right? So not get bowled on any of the no balls, no matter what kind of hardships are going to come to our lives. We are going to face it very strongly, right? So how many of you are with me on this? How many of you are with me on this? That you are going to face all the challenges of your life. And today we are going to learn all the strategies how we are going to do this. Right? So how's the Josh? Come on, students. How is the Josh? Okay. How many you haven't seen Uri the surgical strike? Very good, Kiran. So I was looking for this answer. Right, Athar. So there are only three students responding to the same. Kiran, Vaibhavi, and Atharva. What about others? How is the Josh? Oh my God. So am I not a good leader that students are responding? Yes, Niranjan. Good. What about others? Yes, Zuveria. Zuveria. Very good. So I expect everybody to be on the high of the Josh, right? So let's get going and start the class. Okay, Aniket. Very good. Right. So let me just start the session. All right. So let's start the presentation. Right. So today is the 18th session and we are going to be together for 2 more weeks, right? That we have total 22 sessions, and today's session is going to be on positive attitude, self-esteem and self-motivation, right? So we'll be dealing with all these three interrelated concepts. So first, let me understand from you that when you look at the topic that I have just talked about, what do you expect from the session? When I said positive attitude, self-esteem and self-motivation. So what is your expectation from the class, students? Kindly be quick in your responses because today I have a lot of things to share with you as we have to talk about three concepts. So please be a little quick in your responses to the question box. I'm sure that all of you are aware that you can respond through the question box. Students, if you want to connect with me or respond to my questions, there is a question pane there. So please do respond through the questions, right? I will be able to see your responses. Please do respond through the question pane so that I can see your responses also. Right. So what are your expectations from the class? What do you all expect from the class today? No expectations? Is this, am I audible? Good evening, Sachin sir. Hope you are also excited about the class. All right, so finally I've started getting the responses. So Prem Kumar says positiveness. Yes, and that is the crux of the class. We are going to imbibe in ourselves a lot of positivity, a lot of enthusiasm in the class today, right? Anshika Shukla is saying get motivated and learn self-esteem. Yes, Anshika, we are going to do this. Thank you so much for confirming, Omkar. So Ami says, keep myself positive in all sort of negative situation. Very good. Aniket says positivity and self-motivation. Thank you so much for all the students who have responded. So certainly all of us are on the same pace, and this is the crux of the class, that what I'm going to offer you on my platter. We are going to talk a lot about positivity. How can we keep ourselves positive, right? How can we motivate ourselves? What is self-esteem? How can we, keep our self-esteem high? And we are going to talk about just practical aspects. I'm not going into theory of motivation. I'm not going to teach you self-esteem from the point of view of Abraham Maslow, right? So none of the theories we are going to talk about. We are just going to talk about very, very practical aspects of this, right? So Prem Kumar says facing new challenges. Yes, certainly. And Niranjan says consistency in doing any work. And the cumulative sum of all these aspects is what is positive attitude all about, right? So we all are very clear about what do I expect from you all in the class, as we have been doing it, quite many times, right? So I'm just skipping those two slides. Right. Now, students, to start the class, I'm going to start this motivational session, or this, positive attitude session, with an Oscar award winning short story, right? And to set the stage, have a look at the story, and then we are going to discuss what have you understood from this, right? There's no audio in this, so whether you are getting it loud or slow, that doesn't matter. Right. So I hope everybody has enjoyed the story. Right. So are we all open to discussions? Am I audible? All right. It's absolutely fine, Mr. Pandey. It's absolutely fine. All right. So yes, the students, I'm sure that everybody has enjoyed this Oscar-winning short story, right? Now, can you all tell me what is the learning that you have got from this? What is the learning that you have got? Right? Always be helpful to others. That is one attitude, right? And help others, you will get in return. All right. So I'm sure everybody in the childhood have read that do good and that good comes back to you. Do good and be good. Right. So these are the things which we have been taught since our childhood, right? In our value education or in our, short inspirational stories, right? So as a child, all of us were very positive. We used to find out goodness in others. We used to look at things positively. I'm sure that everybody remembers that when we used to play as children. And if there was a fight with our friends, so the very next day, it doesn't matter who was wrong and who was right, but we used to again play with those friends of ours without keeping anything in mind, right? So that was the positive attitude. And as we grow up, we just, there are more and more layers of ego. There are more and more layers of expectations. There are more and more layers of selfishness. What will other give me? What he has done in the past? I have been so helpful, but he has never helped me back. Right? So there's so many layers of thoughts that actually stops our real self from behaving as we used to do in our childhood days, isn't it? So that is the attitude, that is the positivity that we have to revive in ourselves. Right, students? So with this story, I just want to start the concept of positive attitude. Right? So before I could really start what is positive attitude, first let us talk about what is attitude. Can anybody tell me what is an attitude? What according to you is attitude? Yes, students. What according to you is attitude? See, we have to be really very quick in, responses. Otherwise, we will not be able to complete the class. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, please. Quickly respond. What according to you is attitude? Okay. Attitude means human behavior, our behavior towards external things. It's the approach. Devanshi says way of thinking. Prem Kumar says a person's behavior. Prabhav says our nature, way of our lifestyle. Anshika says the way we behave with others, way of dealing with something, way of feeling, desired behavior, point of view, and a lot of things cumulatively. Right? So attitude is, the way of behaving, the way of looking at things, the way of, perception, the way we think and behave, the way we respond to others. So it's cumulative of all the responses that you have all given, right? And yes, this is what is attitude, right? And when we say positive attitude, so believe me, we all are, born with positive attitude, right? So you must always have seen a child reciprocating a smile with a smile, right? A child looking at others and asking for a helping hand, or a small child speaking or talking with everybody, right? So I just want to bring your attention towards these three attitudes. Now, if you think you can, you are right. If you think you can't, you are right again. It is all a matter of attitude, right? I said in the initial, at the start of the class itself, that I'm not going to talk anything about it in a theoretical manner, right? So if you ask me as a psychologist, if you ask me, ma'am, what is attitude? I'll say attitude is a general predisposition to respond to an object in either a favorable or an unfavorable way. Now, this is a psychological definition of the term attitude. But when it talks about the practical aspect of it, right? Now, showing a psychological definition to you, it's not going to serve any purpose, isn't it? What I have to teach you is that your belief has to be changed if you want to have a positive attitude. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that yes, you can, right? So if you're constantly going to give this feedback to your brain that I can't do this, I'm not worthy of doing this, I'm not good in communication skills, how will I crack my interview, i'm not I'm not good in expressing myself, how will I learn, right? So all these things, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right again. It's all a matter of attitude, right? So believe in yourself and always give positive feedback to your brain that yes, I can. Your choice of attitude can decide the outcome of your life. You have to understand this. Right? So your attitude, what you are going to choose, whether you believe that you can or you believe that you can't, it is entirely your choice. And your choice of attitude can decide the outcome of your life, right? If you have decided that I won't be able to do this, I can't do this, I'm a very nervous person, I won't be able to face the interview, definitely that is going to be the outcome. You are bound to feel nervous, right? So students, this is a very, very important and a powerful line that is written over here in the slide. Negative thoughts have no power until you empower them, right? So all of us have both positive and negative thoughts in our mind. And by default, God has framed our brain in such a manner that we'll have positive thoughts. Negative thoughts will only come into play when we are empowering them, when we are looking at the negatives. Otherwise, God has made all of us in such a manner that we look at positive things, we have positive things in ourselves, right? So always remember this point, that negative thoughts have no power unless you empower them. Now, the question arises that why are we studying the benefits of a positive attitude? Why should rather we study about all these things? What is the benefit of studying this? Right? So let me just talk about these things. Positive attitude will certainly help you in achieving your goal, and it will also be helpful for you in attaining success. Right? You will be, reaching your goals, will be able to realize your dreams quickly. You will, of course, get more happiness. See, for every, race in which you participate, you are not going to come as a winner. Do you think? Will it ever happen like this? We all know that Sachin Tendulkar is a wonderful player, right? Mahendra Singh Dhoni is an excellent captain. But even if you look at their records, in every match was Sachin able to perform? In every match that India faced under Mahendra Singh Dhoni, was it a successful match for India? In every movie in which Mr. Amitabh Bachchan has performed or enacted, was every movie a success? That is not possible, right? So even if it is a failure, even if you were not able to achieve the the required or the desired success, we should learn how to cope with it, right? So having a positive attitude gives us greater inner power and strength. We develop the ability to inspire and motivate not only ourselves but others as well. Life is full of problems, believe me. It's just like a roller coaster, right? Sometimes you are up, sometimes you're down, right? So nobody can make your life a single line, right? Just to add to a lighter side of it. So when the ECG machine shows up and down, up and down, up and down, that shows that the person is alive, right? And when it is a straight line, what does it shows? When the ECG machine shows that the heart rate is a straight line, what does that shows? That shows that the person is dead, right? So as long as we are alive, so just like our heartbeat and the ECG machine, so our life will also be up and down. There'll be lots and lots of ups and downs, right? So how are we going to respond to these situations? That is what will be determined by positive attitude. Students, I will surely take up your questions, but towards the end of the class. Dear Prabhav, please park your question. I'll give around 5 minutes time towards the end of the class in which I'll take up your question. Right, Prabhav? Life smiles at you and people respect you. Right? So all these are the benefits of having a positive attitude in life. So now the question arises, if positive attitude is so good, ma'am, how can we develop this positive attitude? So my answer to this is you need to change three things. So probably this is the answer to a question that is asked right now, that if someone irritates, how to manage that? Change three things. Change your thinking, change your attitude, and change your behavior. And as you can see, all these three things are interrelated. If you will change your behavior, it will lead to a change in thinking. A change in thinking will lead to change in attitude. Similarly, you can start from attitude also. Change your attitude, it will change your behavior. Your changed behavior will change your thinking also. Right? Students, let me tell you a psychological fact. Sometimes you feel low, right? You don't feel like laughing. You don't feel like, positive, or you don't feel like interacting with anyone. Try to do those things that give you happiness. Sit with young children, go out and play with someone, listen to soft songs, or watch some hilarious shows or comedy shows. And once you start laughing, you'll start feeling that your attitude is changing, and you certainly start liking things. But what we generally do when we feel low or sad, right, we listen to sad songs, we close ourselves in a room, we write all the negative thoughts, right? So what does it leads to? It's just like adding a spiral effect, right? A ripple effect, which you rather say. So one thought leading to another thought, another negative thought. So this is, where the change has to come. Now, students, look at this picture. I'm sure all of us are aware of this. What is this? This is iceberg. In my last class also I have used this picture, right? The iceberg. We have talked about the concept of iceberg, that, by characteristic, iceberg has only 10% of its part that is visible, and the remaining 90% of that part is below sea level, right? I just want you all to keep this iceberg picture in mind, and let me just correlate this with our positive attitude. You must be wondering how. Let me show that. Right? So your attitude is something that is very unknown to others, right? Nobody is aware of that, and that is below sea level. That is not visible also. What others know? Your skills, your knowledge. But tell me one thing, students. Do you feel that the knowledge and skills are also influenced by attitude? Definitely they are, right? So if we just, employ this iceberg theory here, so what others see is our behavior, right? And what guides our behavior? Our attitude. What attitude comprises of? Our motives, our ethics, our beliefs, right? The values, the standards, the judgments, and this impacts our behavior, right? So if we have a very strong belief system, and if we believe that there is something good in everybody around us, and we need to look out for that goodness, believe me, you'll always be a most respected leader, right? Now, if you believe that all the team members are very lazy, they don't want to work, and they don't like to work, and they always need a supervision, only then they will work, and you keep on, pressurizing them with a lot of reporting, lots and lots and lots of reporting, right? So what others are seeing, that you are a very strict boss, you always want to, employ your person in one or two or three things. So as far as reporting is concerned, they'll be providing you with the report. Sometimes they'll start manipulating the figures also, but you will never be a people's person then, isn't it? So your attitude is going to have a very strong impact on your behavior, which is seen by others, right? So if you are always happy, enthusiastic, jovial, and most liked by people, so what is behind that? Your attitude. But if others don't like you, they don't want to talk to you, you are always irritable, or you get irritated by others very quickly, right? So that again is guided by your negative attitude. Right, students? I'm sure that everybody is able to understand this. So finally, if you want to understand attitude, and if you want to, keep some things in mind from this class of mine, that how can we change our attitude? Always believe that you have to develop a can-do attitude. I have come across innumerous examples as administrator also, or when I was a part of corporate, when I was a part of a government project, or when I was an educationist, or I'm still an educationist. I have seen a lot of people, they start their conversation with, ma'am, this is not possible. How can we do this? This can never be done. It's not possible, ma'am. Right. So first thing is that you should believe that the word impossible itself says I am possible. So you have to develop that can do attitude, right? And we can see innumerous examples around us. History, not only history, but our contemporary world is full of people who have done, things that others have even dreamt of or thought of, or probably have not even thought of also, right? So you must have seen or read recently that Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, he has just, came back from a trip to space, right? So people would have only thought about this, but he was the one who has done this, right? So there are a lot of examples like this, right? where with the can-do attitude, people have done a lot of things that were almost next to impossible, right? I'm not sure whether you are aware of Arunima Sinha. Are you aware of this name, Arunima Sinha? Arunima Sinha is the first female, amputee Mount Everest, girl who has climbed Mount Everest, and she's an amputee. She has lost her leg in a train accident. That was a very, very cruel, disastrous thing that has happened in her life. But she bounced back to life. She has learned mountaineering from Miss Bachendri Pal, and she's the first female amputee who has climbed Mount Everest. And not only Mount Everest, she has a desire to climb all the highest mountain peaks in all the continents, and she's on her way to do this. I also got the privilege to meet her once, and believe me, she's such a strong girl that I can't tell you in words. Nowhere I could find that, she was a little short of confidence in any ways. Right? So that can do attitude is very important, students. But at the same time, you have to be realistic. You can do everything, but not all at once. If you'll try to do so many things together, you'll fall for a six. You can do everything if it is important enough for you to do. If you think that this work is important, now tell me one thing. During your school days, you were studying 10 subjects at the same time. You were preparing yourself for 10 different streams, right? You were giving exams for 10 different subjects. You were learning all the concepts and qualifying for the same. Now, as you go up, you start believing that the syllabus is very wide, I can't do 4 or 5 subjects, right? So if you think that it is important enough for you to do, you are surely going to do it. You can do everything, but you may not be the best at everything. This is also a thing that we need to understand. You cannot be a perfectionist all the time in all the things, right? So nowadays it is believed that organizations are looking for jack of all trades, master of some, and expert in one, right? So earlier, it was jack of all trades, but master of none. Now it is organizations are looking for jack of all trades, master of some, and expert in one. Right? You can do everything, but there will be limitations which we all need to understand and accept. If you think you can challenge those limitations, you can push those limitations, and you have the ability to go beyond it, go ahead. Right? Sometimes you can do everything, but you will need help. Everything you cannot do alone. Right? Arunima Sinha was not the only one who has climbed the Mount Everest. Along her was also a Sherpa. You must be aware of this, that for all the mountaineers there are a team of people who help them throughout the throughout this trekking process. Now Sherpas are the people who are from those areas only, who are aware of it, those who are helping the mountaineers in keeping a track, right? Or if there is any casualty, or if the person who's doing the trekking or climbing is not feeling well, they are the ones who communicate with the base camps, right? So you will need help in achieving the impossibles, or sometimes in realizing your dreams. So develop this can do attitude and always keep in mind these points, right? So with these words, about positive attitude, let me just again show you a very small story. I really like this very much. Look at this. I'm sure that most of us are motivated by looking at the small story, isn't it? That all of us have some purpose in life. Even a broken earthen pot can be utilized, right? And the farmer said that, why do you feel sad? Let's go the way back and see that the way from which, the way through which the farmer used to come back to home. A lot many flowers and plants, right, that grew on that area, right? So it is very, very important to have a good positive attitude in life. Now we'll move on to the next concept, that is called as self-esteem. Now, I would rather say that all these three concepts I have used in a single class, because all these three concepts are interrelated. You will have a positive attitude based upon your self-esteem, right? So it is very important for you to build your self-esteem. Now the question arises, what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is actually our assessment of our own self, right? We all do this, right? Self-esteem is also used in psychology as one of the concepts given by Abraham Maslow, right? So it is one of the motivational theories that is also known as need hierarchy theory, that says that the need for self-esteem, the need for esteem, right, that is divided into self and esteem from others. So Abraham Maslow said that our behavior is motivated, or a human being is also motivated by a need for esteem, right? And what is this esteem? Esteem is your own self. When we say self-esteem, it means our own assessment of our own self. Right? So what do I think that I'm capable of? And when it is negative, we have this feeling that we are worthless, we are incompetent, we are unfortunate, our self-esteem remains weak, right? So that poor me kind of a feeling is the negative self-esteem, or we call it as low self-esteem. And when this self-assessment is positive, then we see ourselves as valuable and worthwhile, and we also develop a strong self-esteem, right? Am I audible? Students, am I audible? All right. So now the question comes back to us, that how do we want to live, right? When we have a positive self-assessment, we see that yes, we are valuable, we are worthwhile, we have a lot of competencies, we are good in our skills, and we can do a lot many things. And based on this positive self-esteem, we develop positive attitude, isn't it? A person with a negative self-esteem, do you think will be able to develop a positive attitude also in life? It's not possible, right? So both these things are interrelated, right? Now you must be wondering and you want to understand, how can we develop a positive self-esteem, or how can we rate ourselves high on self-esteem, right? So to cut short the time, and as we have a lot many more things to discuss, I'm going to show you a small video that will give you tips on how to build self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Self-esteem is important because it heavily influences your choices and decisions. Let's start with taking a look at what self-esteem is. Self-esteem is how you feel or think about yourself. What does low or poor self-esteem look like? It is when a person is self-critical or doesn't feel good about their appearance, their abilities, or their intelligence. Where does our self-esteem come from? You're not born with self-esteem. Instead, self-esteem is developed from your experiences and influences. Negative experiences and influences often build low self-esteem. On the other hand, when a person has positive influences and experiences in their life. This helps foster a positive self-esteem. Who typically has a big impact on our self-esteem? Typically those people that are close to us, parents, family, friends, coaches, and classmates. However, it's ourselves that can have the biggest impact. Can we change and improve our self-esteem? Yes, we are all capable of doing so. How can you boost your self-esteem? There's a number of tips, if you follow, can be extremely helpful in boosting your self-esteem. The first tip is you need to learn to be your best friend. What this means is you need to take care of yourself, you need to respect yourself, and you need to be honest with yourself. Second tip, be selective with your friends. Choose the right people to spend your time with. Find and spend time with those people who are positive and encouraging. Ignore those people that put you down, and stay away from those people that treat you badly. Tip number 3, make sure you spend time doing things that you are good at and that you enjoy. Go discover your talents. Let's take a look at tip 4. It's important to stop and remind yourself of your abilities and the achievements that you have made. Self-boasting and taking pride in your accomplishments or abilities can be healthy. And if you feel that your self-esteem is low, it's a good way to give yourself a boost. For the last tip, be true to yourself and do the right thing. What this means is standing up for yourself, standing up for your beliefs. In the end, it's doing the right thing even when others are not. It has been said that self-esteem is like a bucket of water. We're all born with a full bucket. Negative experiences, influences, actions, and thoughts puts holes in our bucket and lowers our self-esteem. On the other hand, if you want to fill your bucket with self-esteem, you need to seek out positive influences and experiences and believe in yourself.
I hope that this video answers most of the questions that were there in your mind, right? And I love this analogy that this video was talking about, is that take self-esteem as a bucket full of water, and there are a lot of holes in it. So as you move on in life, you will find that that there are negative influences, there are people who will try to put you down, and they try to drag you, right? So this actually lowers your self-esteem. And if you want to fill your bucket of water again with the esteem, so that you can feel self-confident, positive, then you need to have a lot of positive experiences, a lot of positive thoughts, interact with supportive people, believe in yourself, and your bucket is full again, right? So that is the importance of self-esteem, and I hope that all the questions have been answered by this video. Another very interesting fact that I want to share with you students is about Thomas Edison. I'm sure that very few of you know this, that Edison was mostly deaf, right? And I don't need to introduce Edison as an inventor, as a scientist. He lived through the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, and the World War I, and the beginning of the Great Depression also, right? So when he was around 12, he has lost most of his hearing, right? So basically, he was just going somewhere by train, and the conductor pulled him by his ears, and that is when he became deaf. But he did not let his disability stop his love of learning. And that is what we say self-esteem is all about. The belief in yourself, right? the desire to, make your dreams come true. That is what is self-esteem, right? So I'm sure that we all are able to establish a relationship between self-esteem and positive attitude. Now, the last and the most important point, but before I could talk about self-motivation, how many of you can empathize with this picture that I'm showing to you? How many of you are sitting in this pose right now? How many of you are in this pose? Keeping your head on the table or, waiting for the class to get over? Yes, students? How many of you are in this mode now? No? Nobody is in this mode. Okay, so everybody is up. Nobody is sleeping? No? All right. Great. Right. So that is what is self-motivation. If you are not feeling sleepy, or if you're not feeling like, ma'am, please end the class quickly, now I'm tired, because I can understand and empathize. We have some, SPOs also in the class. We have students who have been working for the entire day. They were studying, and so am I. Even, I was also working since morning, right? And today it's about, around going to be 8:30, quite late in the evening, but still all of us are full of enthusiasm. So this is what we call as self motivation, and I'm sure that you could not make out from my voice that how tired I am, isn't it? Right. So can you make out from my voice how tired I am? Can anybody make it? No? All right. Right. So it has been a long day for me. I started working till around 8 in the morning. I have a small daughter. She is having her online exam, so I have to help her out. Right. So I've started right at 8 in the morning, and it's around 8:30. Right. Okay, not a problem. So, but when you are high on your self motivation, you don't need any extrinsic motivation for the same. You don't need any external factor to say, okay, Shivani, get up and going. I don't need that, right? So now let us try to understand very quickly what is the self motivation process. How do I motivate myself? Today in the morning I was feeling a little bugged up. Reason, I had parallel responsibilities where I felt that I'm not able to do complete justice with. So I sat down, I took out 5 minutes for myself. I took a diary, I jotted down all the points there. I set goals for myself, right? First of all, I wrote down all the things that are required to be done. I've set goals for myself. I made plans, right? And believe me, I made realistic plans. I then, and I also promised myself that once I'll be completing all these tasks, then I'll be giving myself some treat in the sense that I'll take a break of a week at least, right? And then I got to work, and I made it a point that I'm going to stick to the plan and the schedule that I have made. And believe me, I'm going to reach my goal. And this is how I've been working in the past 15, 20 years of my professional life. And prior to that, my student life also, I've always been an organized person, right? So, and whenever I feel that my goal or my scheduling is not going as per I desired, then I sit down again and I try to refresh it, that where am I going wrong. So this is what is self motivation. You need to reward yourself. You need to make your plans. You have to stick to it. And once you are able to stick to your plans, you have to reward yourself. If you are not able to achieve those things, then you also have to make some kind of compromises as well. Let's say you like to watch any show on television very much, and if you are not able to complete the assigned task that day, give yourself a punishment of not watching that show or not talking to your friends over phone. Keep your phone aside for one day. Give yourself punishments like this, right? So, these are kind of self-motivation techniques. Self-motivation is important whether you talk about career, whether you talk about social life, relationship, health and fitness, also personality development also. I could see that more than 400 students have registered for the webinar, right? So simply registering yourself for the webinar is not sufficient. You have to join the class also. And sitting passively in the class will again not serve the purpose. You have to interact with me also in the class. Then only you will be able to achieve that modification in your personality that you are aiming for, right? So students, first of all, if you're working on self-motivation techniques, first thing that you have to ask yourself is what motivates you. For me, motivation is spending some time with my family. And I know if I'm able to complete my task on time, I'll be able to take out time for my kids. Right? For you, motivation would be going for a walk with your friend, or to watch a movie. Right? So it is up to you to determine what motivates you. Some people may get motivated by influential people, some by reading inspirational books, stories, or poems, right? So you can utilize whatever you feel is good. Sometimes when I feel low, it's not that I am a soft skills trainer or a personality development trainer, so I am always on top of the world. I also feel low. I also have my days when I feel what we call in blues. So then I also resort to some of the inspirational books. I listen to some of the inspirational songs or watch some inspirational YouTube videos as well. So it's up to you how you are trying to motivate yourself, right? I'm sure all of us are aware of this gentleman. He is just an amazing person. And I really, really like this quotation of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I really believe in this, that dream is not what you see in sleep. Dream is the thing which does not let you sleep. And believe me, students, without having a dream, you cannot achieve anything. You must have observed that how obsessed these great men are with their dreams, right? He's rightly called as the missile man of India. It was his dream, and he was so obsessed with it that he has, worked day in and out to make that dream come true, right? And only when you have a dream, then only you'll be determined to follow it and make it real, right? So be the change that you want to see in the world, right? That is also a quotation given by Mahatma Gandhi. So how you are going to be a self-motivator, as I talked about myself also, make concrete plan, set realistic goals, discover your strengths, right? And then set your goal. Always have a blueprint of your plan, and your action plan should be flexible also, right? Review yourself whether whatever you have planned, is it going in the right direction or not. Once you have made a concrete plan, then stick to it. That is also very important. It should not be that you have made a study plan today that you are going to study tomorrow for 6 hours and you have achieved that very strongly. Now, day after tomorrow, out of that happiness that you have stick to your study schedule or plan, you have not studied at all. So that is something which you need to avoid. That consistency or that steadiness and regularity is very, very important, because I've seen students, making a plan, and during the initial days of making, or the first 3-4 hours, they very enthusiastically follow that. But once that initial excitement starts fading down, then they are like, okay, today I'm not feeling well, let's do this tomorrow, right? Or today parents are coming over, my uncle is coming over for a dinner, I have a lot of things to do, right? So I'll do this tomorrow, I'll start following my schedule from tomorrow. So tomorrow never comes, right? So you need to have that strong desire in yourself to fight this enemy of yours. And what is the biggest enemy that we all face? Procrastination. And it is one of the, the killer of our self motivation. I'm very motivated to work. I have made a schedule also. I've promised myself I'm going to follow this. and suddenly I've come to know my younger sister came to me and said, oh, today your favorite movie is coming on television. And then at the very next point, I think, okay, let me follow the schedule from tomorrow. Today, let's go and watch the movie. Right, fine. Go ahead, enjoy your movie. But when you come back after watching the movie, take out that 3 extra hours from your sleep and complete your tasks. Are we doing this? If we are doing this, fine, very good. If not, then we should not do this. Right? So to get refreshed is accepted, but that does not mean that you are going to put your things off for tomorrow. Right? Never quit. If you follow the right plan and procedure, you are sure to succeed. But there may be times when things can go wrong also. So there comes the role of positive attitude. Never lose hope. Keep on trying. Find out what is wrong, but do not quit. Right? This is a very interesting saying which says that losers quit when they are tired and champions quit when they hold gold. That means when they emerge out as winners. Before that, you are not going to stop and you're not going to quit. Right? And finally, the key to all these 3 terms that we have talked about, that is positive attitude, self-esteem, and self-motivation, is believe in yourself. Right? So I'm sure that after the session, you're just going to gear up and get started. Learn to reward yourself, learn to appreciate yourself for every single achievement. Don't wait for others to recognize your work. You yourself are the best judge for your achievements and failures, right? And believe me, this will help you in boosting your self-esteem. Your self-esteem will help you in developing that positive attitude, and both these things together are required for self-motivation, right? Make some small quotes and just paste it around your study table where you study. Always remind yourself of positive thoughts in the morning or during studies or before retiring to bed also at the night. Think about all those good things that you have done today. Think about all those things, all those tasks that you have thought about but you were not able to complete. Make it a priority to complete it tomorrow. And these are small tips that will help you in becoming successful in life. Right? So with these words, I think we have come to the end of the session, and I'm sure that everybody has enjoyed the session, right? Isn't it? Everybody has enjoyed, right? So just a ritual again, that if you want to connect with me, you can write on feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com. Please share your feedback of the class today, because this was one of the most sought after class in terms of PDP training or soft skills training, right? Please do share your feedback, how this class was helpful for you. If you have any queries related with the technical issues or related with your certificates and all, please do write on support@mentorbuddy.com. Upload all the e-certificates that you're receiving after my classes and upload it on LinkedIn and tag us on Quantum Learnings. You can tag me as well, right? And for upcoming webinars, register yourself through centerofexcellence.com. You can visit MentorBuddy website also and participate in all the skill tests. There are a lot of content available for verbal, for quantitative, for reasoning, to boost your preparation for your campus placements. Do connect with me if you are looking for any career guidance. I have my FB page on guidance for career, so you can connect with me there as well. Right, so that's it from my side. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that it was a fun-filled, enthusiastic session for all. I'm up for your questions. I'll take up the questions for the next 3 minutes. Yes, students. Any questions? Please feel free to ask. Yes, please ask any questions if you all have. Please ask the questions through the questions pane that you all are able to see on the screen. Any questions? Thank you so much, Prem Kumar, for your feedback. Any questions to students? Yes, always think in positive way. All right, so we are short of time, so I'm ending the session as of now. If you have any questions that went unanswered in the class, please feel free to write to me, right? I'll surely take up your queries. Write to me on feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com for the questions that you have. Right, I hope that everybody has enjoyed the session. Thank you so much, Panigrahi, for your lovely feedback. Thank you all. Good night and take care. See you all again on Sunday for the next fun-filled and enthusiastic session, right? So if you have any queries, feedback, questions or concerns, do share with me on feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com. Thank you so much and good night.